Welcome back, Diecast fans. Level M Diecast bringing you something super cool and unique today. We are going to take a look at some Tonka Turbo Tricksters. These are used. Bought these in a small collection. These were imported to the U.S. as, essentially penny racers originally. But then they were called Tonka Turbo Tricksters after... Tonka struck a deal with Takara. Takara, Tomica, you guys know the brand. These were sold in Japan as the Koro Q, is essentially what they are. They still sell these to this day. Kind of these oddball, weird-shaped cars with funky designs. Big wheels in the back. They do have spring-loaded motors, so you pull them back and they take off. Pretty much every single one was based on a real vehicle. Of course, knowing Takara, knowing Tommy, they are good quality stuff. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, why was it called a penny racer? Well, at one point in time, during development, they thought, well, how do we make this more appealing rather than just a pullback motor that takes off? And there's actually a little notch in the back of the model, which is specifically designed to hold a coin. So you put your little coin in the back. There you go. And then when you wind up the model and you let it take off, it'll tend to do wheelies, spin out, things like that. It's kind of a marketing gimmick, but it worked and it was a legit thing. These are all from 89 to about 90, maybe early 91. It was a small partnership between Tonka and Takara. After that, Takara was acquired by Hasbro, so they kind of went on the wayside. Of course, you're looking at a Lancia rally car here, which looks pretty good. And keep in mind, these are used, everybody. I do have a couple of different ones. So also have this one right here. Looks a little bit better. It's in definitely better shape than the last one for sure. They are all plastic. These are not die cast in any way, shape, or form. They do have, metal in the motors, pullback motors, but they're not die cast. They're not meant to be... meant like that. And but they're pretty good detail. They got some pretty nice stuff to them. And this one's actually pretty cool right here. This one's kind of decoed up exactly like Marlboro. Of course, you couldn't have it be Marlboro because, of course, it's a kid's toy. But they do have Dunlop on the tires. There was quite a bit of branding that went into these. They were pretty cool. Of course, these were based in Japan, so it's not like it's not like Tonka really did any of this stuff. They just said, hey, can we just bring this to the U.S. and slap our name on it? And they were like, yeah, sure, if you want to just pay us loads of money, which is more than likely the way it went. This is just the way that the base looks. So Tonka Turbo Tricksters, copyright Takara Company Limited in Macau. And then each one of these is marked in the back. So this is number 3. I believe there were 48 total models. And then, of course, there was a bunch of different colors. You see the Dunlop on the tires as well. Again, they are wind up. So they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. We got some pretty cool ones here. We'll just keep on rolling. Targa 6. Now, some of these do actually have some moving features, which we'll get to, which is pretty crazy for how small they are. But these Chrono Qs are pretty cool. Some of those Chrono Qs are pretty valuable these days. It's a huge collecting market from Japan. There's a lot of guys in the U.S. and other countries that collect that stuff too. They are very, very high quality detail. They're just, these weird kind of funky, almost, basically tuned versions. And I think they're freaking awesome, man. I really love these things. They're so freaking cool. Especially these ones because, they're back in the day. Take a look at some other cool ones. How about a Subaru? I believe this is the XR something. This was that two-door Subaru that kind of had the kind of rakish looking in the back, had the pop-up headlights in the front. Late 80s, early 90s Subaru. They may be even called the Subaru XT. But that's what this is. And, of course, it's licensed, looking awesome. Like the deco on this one too. It's very rally, looking all sweet like that. They kind of mimic real liveries a little bit on these, but of course they're made for kids, so they got to be a little bit limited on what they do. Moving on, how about an Audi? I believe this is an early, maybe Audi 200. It's not a Quattro, so it's not a Quattro. But I think it's the Audi 200. I think, but this looks pretty cool too. You know, some of these are not fully tampoed up, but some of them have over tampos, and it's. I feel like it's kind of one of those things where it was like wherever the budget lied. You know, if the budget was good at the time, they got more details, they got more features. If the budget wasn't that great, you know, it was just a basic casting. And again, these are used. You know, bought these used. These aren't extremely valuable. However, if you get these in package and you get something desirable like a Porsche or something, they do command about 20 or 30 bucks a piece, which is a pretty sizable number for such a little thing. But they are pretty cool. Of course, they are based on the actual Chrono Q, legit, proper. Take a look at this one. This one is super cool. This is Toyota Celica. This is, I believe, like the second or maybe the second gen Celica. This is the one that had pop-up headlights in the front. This predated like GT4. It was actually right before that GT4 body style. So whatever generation that is. I'm not a Toyota guy, I'll be honest with you guys. But I still like this casting. This one is pretty cool. I like that it's pink. Looks pretty cool. Pretty good deco, pretty good tampos on this. And the crazy thing about this one has an opening hatch. That's right. This has an actual opening hatch in the back. This hatch is not exactly easy to do, given that it's a very, very small size. But the hatch does open. See if I can get this to pop without destroying it. Man, it just doesn't want to open. So there you go. That is the hatch opened up. It's very, very stiff. There you go. Works a little bit better. It doesn't stay open, but there you go. Still pretty cool. There's nothing in the hatch. It's just blank, but it does open up. And of course, it has Celica across the banner on the windshield. Looks pretty cool. They all have the same proportions as far as like front to rear axle, motors, and all that kind of stuff. They're all the same. The bases are not all the same, but the models themselves use all the same motor. So this guy didn't have any rear tampos either, but still pretty cool looking. Rolling with Toyota, how about you take a look at a supercharged first gen MR2. This guy's wicked. He's got different wheels on it than we've seen on the other models, with the exception of that Targa. It's got the nice 5 spokes, so it's pretty cool. A little bit of a mix-up. You know, they're not all super plain and exactly the same. This one's pretty cool though. It's a little dirty, obviously. Like I said, these were used. These are played with by kids, I'm sure, heavily, but they all work. All the motors work, which is very, very nice. This one is particularly cool. I like the fog lights down there in the bottom. Doesn't have any moving features or opening parts or anything like that, but does have that separated wing on the back. Looks pretty cool. Definitely like that one a lot. We'll keep rolling with Toyota. We got quite a few Toyotas here. We're going to roll through, and we are going to take a look at, yes, you guessed it, the Sprinter Trueno, because of course they did one. Of course they did. This one, not white and black, not initial D style, but still looks awesome. These castings, because they're so crunched, sometimes it's kind of hard to tell exactly what it is, but they do a really, really good job of getting the front and rear tampo detail, or front and rear molding details there, and then the middle just kind of gets mushed. But like I said, they're all plastic, so there is no casting per se. But this one looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I wish it would have been just a standard color, a little bit more initial D style. But this was the 80s, so it's all good. It's all good. Still looks pretty good. We got a couple more. Actually, I just got one more Toyota. Now this one is pretty cool. This is the Toyota 2000 GT. This is the super iconic 2000 GT. This one in yellow with black roof looks pretty good. Definitely like this one a lot. This one looks very weird because of the proportions. It almost looks like it doesn't look like the other ones per se. because this car has a very long hood. So in order to try to give it that shortened look, they have to kind of give everything like a bubble almost, which is kind of weird. But I still think it looks okay. It just doesn't look like it fits in the same line. It was almost like it was made for a different line than this one. Now, in case you were wondering, don't know if you were. Hopefully you were. But yes, this has working pop-up headlights, because of course it does. There is a little actuator here at the bottom, and the headlights just pop up. Ka-tink, ka-tink. Isn't that freaking cool? They don't stay up with anything. They are very, very, very worn out. But that's kind of what it looks like, for, almost fully open. They're kind of drooping down a little bit, like he's having a bad day. Just a little bit. Looks okay. Looks okay. I just think it's pretty cool that it actually has pop-up headlights, which is pretty sweet. It's a pretty cool thing. Let's see. Let's move into some oddball stuff, sort of. Of course, we're not going to leave out the Volkswagen, guys. Yes, we have Volkswagen Beetle for sure. Just your standard 60s hippie vehicle in purple. Doesn't do anything fancy. This guy does have tampo for the rear taillights, which is pretty nice. Most of these, I think pretty much all of them don't have any kind of rear tampos, so that's a little bit of a bonus for this one. This one, obviously, because of the Beetle is what it is, it really doesn't even look that weird that it's, squashed down. It actually looks pretty good still. It's still pretty nice. It's not Herbie. It's purple, but that's okay. We'll take it. We'll take it. Now, we're going to get something that's wicked cool. How about a Mark I Golf? Check this guy out. That one is just ridiculous. And that one is like the quintessential, like, tuned version. Like, Hot Wheels hit that Golf they did this year perfectly. This is another one of those just perfect. Plus, it's got all the gold print for the front and rear windows, which just looks wicked cool. I wish this would have had gold wheels. That would have been awesome. But nothing else has gold wheels, so you kind of just have to go with what you have, which is silver. It does have front tampo, though. Looks really, really good. APT power on there. Does have some rear tampo. And yes, this guy has a moving feature. See the sunroof on the top. Just gonna get my finger in there. Might have to move. Might have to use a little screwdriver. There we go. Yep, the sunroof opens on that one, which is just an insane detail. It's just ridiculous that actually does that. But it's still pretty cool. It's still super, super cool. I love it. It's just cool. It's just cool. All right, we're going to get on to some Porsche love because, I love me some Porsche love. We're going to take a look at this one first. Now, these are mimicked decos. They're not actual decos, but they're sort of kind of close. I wish they would have been a little bit better. But I have to remember, these are kids' toys. It's okay. It says Trickster on the wing, which is okay. I wish that it would have had a nice Porsche print on there, but it does not have a nice Porsche print on there, which is unfortunate. But it still looks pretty good. This one doesn't have any moving features, as you can probably tell. And then I have one more version. This one is in black and yellow. A little bit cooler. It's got shell on there. At least it's something licensed. Nothing to ride home with, but it's still pretty cool. You know what? These ones just don't really hit it, which is shocking because I love Porsche. You guys know I love Porsche. These ones just not really my cup of tea. But I got two more Porsches, and these ones definitely hit the cup of tea. Take a look at this 911 Safari. Lifted and all. That thing is wicked cool. Matchbox has done this exact model with a very, very, very similar deco as well. This one looks super, super cool. I actually have quite a few. There's like 4 or 5 of these in the collection. One of them is missing the wing, unfortunately. I thought maybe it might be a variation, but the wing is broken off. Unfortunately, it does have the little, light bar at the front. Looks pretty cool. Tonka on the wings is 4-wheel drive, obviously, because you're out in your safari hunt in your 911. But this one looks pretty good. This one looks pretty good. I really like this one a lot. Looks very, very, rally car style. Very awesome. But the next one is the best one, but unfortunately, it's also broken. This is the Porsche 959, and this one is so perfectly proportioned in this little squashed artistic style. Really, really like this one a lot. This one's super cool. The wing on the back, the color's cool. It looks all good. The only bad part about this one is the windshield is broken, unfortunately. Very, very interesting how it's broken as well. But you can see some of the deets of the motor that's kind of packed up in there. Does have lots of tampo on it, though. Looks pretty cool. Front headlights are yellow, and it's kind of a little bit of a lowered look. Kind of like this one a lot. Looks pretty good. Says Shell on it as well. Shell must be one of the very few, licenses that they were able to use. Now, Porsche is not the only exotic thing that is in here. Yes, there is one Ferrari, and it is the 512 in blue. This one also looks very good proportionally. I think it looks very, very good as a squashed car. Really like this one a lot too. Looks pretty good. Gold on the bottom. It's just so cool. I wish they could have done different color wheels because it would have been pretty nice. But this one's just wicked. It's just wicked. Just old school Ferrari. Just looking super cool. The front end is super awesome. I like the windshield banner and the flag on the front with the Italian, love there. Now this one, shockingly, has a moving feature. The hatch in the back pops open, and you can see some engine detail down in there. It does not open any further than that, though, because it is blocked by the little plaque in the back. So that is as far as it opens. But it's ridiculous that they even make this have an opening feature. And, of course, it's got that nice silver print on the top. Looks pretty good. Again, they're used, so they're not perfect, but it still looks pretty cool. We're going to take a look at an oddball. This is a Ford Fiesta, the original two-door crappy hatchback Ford Fiesta. No joke. Straight out of 1990. Really, yes, it's just the Ford Fiesta. I know. It's ridiculous. At some point in time, though, guys, people are going to start making die-cast cars of that shit, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be super cool. Anyways, getting back to this guy. Full front tampos look good. Like the turn signals on there looks pretty good. Got rally on there. You'll notice that the windshield says canvas top. Well, that is because it certainly does have a canvas top, and it does pop open just a little bit, nothing fancy, and then just kind of sits there. It's not really like clipped in as far as like the movement of it being forward or backwards. Obviously, that piece is not going to fall out because there is little notches in there, but it doesn't like slide open and click and then slide close and click. But it's still pretty cool. Again, meant to be a kid's toy, but just pretty cool that they put that on there. It's ridiculous that they put that on a Fiesta. But maybe Fiestas were a big deal, when they were brand new. I mean, I don't think so, but maybe. I mean, Ford sold a lot of those guys. I do have an SUV in here, and this is the coolest one because there's only one. But even if there was more than one, this would still be the coolest one. This is the Suzuki Samurai, Suzuki Jimny. It's just super cool, and it's got skis in the back with that simulated spare tire. Just looks super cool. This looks super cool. Does not have a removable top, which is perfectly fine. Still looks pretty cool though. I like this one. I love the 80s and early 90s Samurai and Jimny. They're just super, super cool. Just ultra boxy, tiny. They all look good in die-cast form. Maesto makes it. I just really like it. And it's cool to have this one to add to the collection. And I'm super happy that the skis in the back are not broken, which is pretty freaking cool. Now, we're going to go on to the last one, which is going to appease pretty much everybody. And I specifically left this one to last because I'm pretty sure it would appeal to pretty much everybody. This is, I believe, this is either the R30 or the R31 Skyline in black. This one is wicked cool. Just such a cool piece. This is number, I guess, 37. Just such a cool piece. You got your number 9 on the side. Got your Dunlop. Got your Dunlop on the wing. Got those nice squared off headlights. No, this is not an R32, so definitely let that go. It's an R30 or an R31. I'm pretty sure it's an R31, but it's one of the two. Now the details on the back are a bit rudimentary. It does still have the circle taillights, but you can tell these squared off back in. So just making sure we're all on the same page. It is not an R32. Now, I do have a little bit of a bonus, just a little bit of a bonus. Is what we're going to do is we're going to remove the rotator guide for this. We're going to set him to the side. We're going to bring the camera up just a smidge. And we're going to bring in this. This is a Tiny Q. This is the modern day equivalent of what we just looked at. This is the Pro Series. This is the E92 M3. This comes in a very interesting box. This thing is stupid detailed for how small it is. So we're going to just pop open the box. Comes in these stackable Lego style boxes. Makes them super, super collectible. Super, super cool. Get this out of the box. Super, super tight in the box. Ooh, there we go. Okay. This is the deets on the back. Should you want to see the deets, see Toy East Limited hologram there. Find them on Facebook, Tiny Q. They make some wicked, wicked cool models, including some commercial trucks and everything. Detailed tires, pullback model like we just saw. These ones do have metal chassis, and of course they do have a steering wheel. So I'll move this box to the side. This is the way it is. It's literally a Lego box. It does just pop off the top. Oh, there we go. It has a door. Pull the door open. Pull the... screwed in. Good thing I am prepared. Do this in real time. There we go. Pull the little tiny screw out. And then hopefully the model will come with 2 screws in there. No, just 1 screw in there. It's literally the first time I've ever done this, guys, so just bear with me. There we go. There we go. All right. Comes with a little holder piece on the bottom that you can screw into, assuming this pops off some way or another. There we go. I like doing things in real time sometimes, guys. There we go. So we got that off. There is your deets. BMW M3 E92, of course, made in China. There is your steerer. You can make it do whatever you want. So you can just set it and it'll stay there, which is pretty cool. And then it'll just take off. This thing is crazy detailed, as you can see. Very, very good detail on there. Deets on the wheels. Got your BMW logos. Carbon fiber roof. Side mirrors. Big old wing off the back. Looks pretty good. Quad exhaust. M3 logo. And of course you... Ooh, that thing takes off. That's pretty cool. So there you go. That is the modern equivalent, the Chrono Q. It's pretty cool though. Definitely not something I would really, display outside the box. I would leave it in the box. But it still looks pretty cool. It looks cool sitting there. You can see how the proportions are ultra exaggerated on this one versus the other one. But it still looks pretty cool. So there you go. That is a little bit of a smashed, preview, a little smashed smidgen of cool stuff. And we're going to pick up just a few. Give them some buddies. There we go. Get the MR2 and the pink Celica rolling in there. So there you go. Get this out of the background. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know if you guys like those. Not something I normally come across. This was a pretty oddball thing. And I was just super happy to come across it. Definitely want to bring it to the channel because we like the oddball, cool, unique, awesome stuff that you just don't see on the main channels. So anyways, we're going to roll out. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Level M Diecast.